So what are going to be our top 3 internal upgrades for any AR-15 platform? Welcome back to the Muzzle Broke channel, everybody, and today, despite my AK fetish, we are talking about the top 3 internal upgrades that you could add to any AR-15 to make it a little bit more ergonomic and a more functional weapon system. As I'm sure you know by now, I am much more of an AK guy than I am an AR guy. That being said, I can still really appreciate the AR for its benefits, and one of the biggest benefits of the AR-15 is kind of the manual of arms and the ergonomics. Although I do love me a good old-fashioned AK, I have to admit that the AR definitely has some benefits over the AK platform when we're talking about ergonomics and specifically reloading and charging the weapon system. So that's kind of what my top 3 upgrades are mainly focused on, making your already smooth, fast, reliable, and ergonomic weapon even more so. And that kind of leads us to our number 3 upgrade for any AR-15, which is going to be getting or adding an ambidextrous bolt release. So on this weapon system specifically, I just added the Magpul bad lever. All this is a little piece of plastic that attaches to your mil-spec bolt release, but very easily allows you to actuate that bolt release with your right finger when you're doing reloads. Now, people will shit on the bad lever all day, every day, but I don't really care. It's a cheap $30 piece that you could add to any mil-spec AR lower and essentially make it ambidextrous. Now, there are a lot of amazing ambi lowers out there on the market for sure, so that's also a very viable option, but those also can be incredibly expensive. If you want to save some money or you're just looking to add some sort of ambidextrous bolt release to your weapon system, I would actually really recommend the Magpul bad lever. I'm not sponsored by Magpul. This was not given to me. I purchased this with my own money, but like I said, it was only about 30 bucks, and even for an AK nerd like myself, I think the bad lever is absolutely worth adding to your AR-15 platform. Definitely decreases the time of reload and just kind of increases the overall ergonomics of the AR-15, which is already pretty good to begin with. So coming in at my number 2 AR-15 upgrade, I'm going to have to go with the trigger. So mil-spec AR-15 triggers are really not too bad. You're definitely able to run them smooth, fast, and efficiently. But nowadays, with so many good aftermarket trigger brands, if you really want your AR-15 running as fast as she can go, I would definitely recommend an aftermarket trigger. In my experience, you can never go wrong with a Geisley trigger, so that's probably going to be one of my top recommendations. But there are a lot of amazing brands out there that do a similarly good job at letting you get a smoother trigger pull, as well as a shorter reset. Being able to run that trigger even faster than you normally can is incredibly fun at the range and also incredibly practical in any sort of self-defense situation. So coming in at our number 1 attachment to make your AR smoother, more ergonomic, and a little bit more fun is going to be to add an aftermarket charging handle. Again, the charging handle is a pretty small, inexpensive piece that you can add to any AR-15 of your choosing. And again, there are a ton of different brands, but getting something like this, an ambidextrous charging handle, can really help you out in a multitude of situations. With the charging handle specifically, my mind immediately goes to clearing malfunctions. If you're running and gunning with your weapon system and you run into some sort of jam or misfeed, something along those lines, you're going to need to drop that mag and clear that malfunction as quickly as you can. And sometimes with the standard A2 charging handle, that can be a little bit difficult. With any sort of purpose-driven rifle, you're going to want to give yourself every edge and advantage that you possibly can. And in my opinion, having a larger charging handle that you can actuate on both sides is really going to help you to clear any sort of malfunction or issue that you run into faster than you would with that normal A2 charging handle. The Radian charging handles for the AR-15 are pretty phenomenal, but again, there are a lot of really awesome brands out there that do a similar thing. I really would just recommend getting any sort of ambidextrous charging handle that opens up a little bit so you can actuate it a little bit more efficiently, especially if we're having some issues with dexterity due to a stressful situation. So before you go out there and buy yourself the Magpul bad lever, a new charging handle, and a new trigger for your AR-15, I'm really hoping you could subscribe to the Muzzle Bro channel. I really would appreciate it. If you guys are disagreeing with my top 3 internal upgrades, please let me know down in the comments what you would rather have. I really appreciate you guys tuning in today. I hope y'all have a good day. Stay safe out there, boys.